So you're looking for a mastering plugin, but they can get a little bit pricey, and you're looking for one that you can download for free and utilize inside of Cakewalk, FL Studio, and any other software that you may want to use. Keep on watching this video.
Releases in the game, heard my name and couldn't pronounce it, so I'm a satirist, stop rapping. Get a suit and a tie, they gave me a muscle.
What's up, everybody? Chris Lee back with another United Destiny Entertainment tutorial video. Hey, check this out. If you're new to this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell to get more videos like this in the future. All right, so what's up, guys? Chris Lee back with another video. Guys, this is going to be a review / tutorial video for you guys. I found a free mastering plugin that you guys can download for free and install on your PC computer. Now, guys, I'm going to be showing you how to utilize this free mastering plugin inside of Cakewalk, and I may show you how to utilize it inside of FL Studio too. It's not really going to matter just as long as I show you guys how to utilize it. So guys, let's go ahead and jump into it right now. All right, guys, so the plugin is called the CS12. I believe this is CS12, or I think the plugin is called the CS12 Master. Guys, this is a plugin that I found online. I know a lot of you can't afford mastering plugins, or it may be a little bit expensive for you guys. So I thought, hey, why not go out there and see if there's something out there for free that actually sounds good and is decent to utilize, okay? As I went online and I typed in Google unmastered tracks, free unmastered tracks that you can basically download and master. So I'll have a link in the description box. What I'm gonna do in this video is basically review this plugin, but then I'm also gonna show you how to effectively use it. Now, I'm not gonna do a full master on this song here, but I am going to do something that's really going to enhance it, make it a little bit louder, make it more punchy and clear. So it's going to be something that I would like to call a partial master, because I'm not doing everything that I would normally do in a mastering phase, but you can get something very good out of this plugin. Let's go ahead and jump into it right now. Okay, here we go. I went online and I went to go find this little free song with me unmastered song. So check it out.
We kick it dirty. There's party over here, dirty over there. I got some news in the mail today. Releases in the game, heard my name and couldn't pronounce it, so I'm a satirist, stop rapping. Get a suit and a tie, they gave me a muscle. I sound so pissed, they got them puzzled. Why I be so serious and talk about this? This is too ambitious, they don't want to hear it, son. Frat boys and rich kids just want to have fun, and a shot at some bitches, nobody flinches. So I roll up.
Okay, so you hear the track. The track, for the most part, is mixed and balanced pretty good. It's just lacking that punchiness. It's lacking that clarity.
We kick it dirty. There's party over here, dirty over there. I got some news in the mail today. Releases in the game, heard my name and couldn't pronounce it, so I'm a satirist, stop rapping. Get a suit and a tie, they gave me a muscle. I sound so pissed, they got them puzzled. Why I be so serious and talk about this? This is too ambitious, they don't want to hear it, son. Frat boys and rich kids just want to have fun, and a shot at some bitches, nobody.
So now check this out. Let's just go ahead and talk about this plugin real quick. The dope thing about this plugin is you have a lot of stuff. You got some input gain on here, which is really good. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 band EQ equalizer on here, basically with 12 different frequency bands that you can actually go in and adjust. So anything from the low end to the low mid frequency, between here to about the mid frequencies to the high mid frequencies in here, and then anything over that pretty much is like your high frequencies. So you are capable of actually EQing this thing across the whole entire frequency spectrum, which I think is good. Okay, now it's not going to be as wide as any other mastering plugin, but it goes up to where you can boost past 12,000, which is still going to help in general. So I don't think that's a bad thing, okay? And then you also have a high pass, low pass section here, and it just gives you different frequencies that you could be able to high pass and low pass with, okay? Now, another thing that I like about this is you can also affect the Q, which is the wideness of your EQ. So if you want it to be more narrow or thin, you will be able to affect that if that's something that you want to do. I think personally that that's a very useful thing, okay? So now let's talk about this. One thing that I like about this section here is it has 3 bands right here. So highs, mids, and lows. It's not as precise as your whole equalizer, the full spectrum of it, but between, you know, it's just going to focus on the highs, it's going to focus on the mids, and it's going to focus on the lows. And you can either cut it or boost it in particular section and just kind of give you a little bit more, okay? Now, all this stuff works together, which is a positive thing in my opinion. So if you need a little bit more push, or you want to take away something in another area, then you can go ahead and cut it if you need to, or boost it in a particular frequency of your choice, especially if it's a treble area. I love that they got like this little compressor section. It's not anything that I feel is too harsh from based off my experience from using it already, but it is something that can add a little more punchiness to your track. And then also you have a saturator over here, which is really cool because a tape saturator is going to give your song, your overall song, a unique sound. I think it's going to give it a warm, saturated sound, just a unique tone to it in general on an overall mix. And it's always good to have a little saturation on your mix in general. It's not mandatory, but it's definitely good to have. It actually has an exciter section, which is pretty cool because when you're looking to get a little bit more highs or clarity or just punch out of something, the exciter is definitely going to do that. And I'm going to show you guys how to utilize that as well. And then also we have the output gain, which is anytime you want to compress something or do whatever you need to do, this mastering plugin and the output gain section is just going to give you a little bit more dB overall if that's something that you want to utilize. Okay. Up here also it has the bypass, EQ on, it has the punch, the cross T, the crosstalk in general. This basically just narrows the signal, and it'll just kind of let you know if you put the cursor over it, it'll basically let you know. So if you want to monetize like the signal, say if it's anything below the 100 hertz, this would be very useful to do that with, like, you know, the low end and things like that. Okay, so we're going to focus on this particular section right here. So let's just go in and do some things that I would feel that I would want to do to make this track stand out. Like I said, this is not going to be a full mastering video, but this is just going to be something that's going to give you a little bit more punch out of your track, okay? So one thing that I want to do is listen to the track. So let's go ahead and listen to it. Okay, so the track isn't terrible, you know, as far as what it sounds like, but I want to go ahead and get some clarity out of it. So let's just go ahead and take some of the high frequencies. So we're going to focus on a mid-range, the high mid frequencies, and a high frequency, and try to get something out of the track. So let's just go ahead and do that. Make sure that EQ is on. So we're going to focus on some of this mid-range. And we're going to do subtle changes, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and boost it around 3.2 and 4.8 kilohertz, 1,000 kilohertz. If you can hear it, it's very subtle. It's very subtle. All it's doing is adding a little bit top end to the mid frequencies, giving it a lot of that crispiness at the top. So we're just doing subtle changes right now, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna also go boost some of 7K and 10K as well. Let's try that. Without it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and take 10K and I'm going to go back down on 10K, okay? So now I feel like the track has enough on the top end. It has a little crispy top end and a high mid frequencies and a mid range that we can utilize to really give it some of that clarity back, okay? Now we want to go ahead and focus on some of the low end to see if there's more body that we can get out of the track. So let's just go ahead and do that. A lot of the low mid frequencies, a lot of that is going to sit here between 110 hertz to 350 hertz. So we're going to focus on that section. And then anything really under 60 hertz, we're not really going to focus on. If you notice it, it's a really subtle change in it, and what it's doing is just giving it a little bit more body, and it's adding some of that that body into it. Now, another word that I would like to use for that body is muddiness, but muddy doesn't always have to be a bad thing. It's just giving it some of that rounded meaty sound to the mix, okay? Okay, I like that so far, okay? Now I can go in and add like some compressor stuff, okay? So we're just gonna go in and add a little compressor overall to it. So even that so far, what I'm gonna do is bypass it, and then I'm gonna turn it on to let you guys hear it. So we're gonna play it first, bypass, and then I'm gonna cut it on, okay? This is without it. With it. So that's very subtle. Okay, it's already sounding like it's doing a lot, but if you notice, we hadn't even moved the faders a whole lot and changed a lot of things in it in general, but it's still making a difference. It's making a huge difference, okay? So now let's just go ahead and add a little saturation to it. We're gonna over-exaggerate. So I'm loving the way that the saturation sound, but now I want to back off because I don't want to have it too open. I don't want to have it too warm or saturated. I just want to be able to give it enough that's going to give it a little bit more of an open, saturated sound and kind of separate some of those instruments. Let's go ahead and check it out again. Okay, so that's not bad at all. Now, what if we wanted to add a little bit exciter? Not that I would want to add some exciter in this right now. I personally feel like it just depends on the track. But let's just go ahead and add a little exciter so you guys can actually hear what it's doing. Now, I'm going to over-exaggerate it on purpose so you guys can hear it. You can really hear the openness. You can really hear the clarity of it, but I feel like it's starting to thin it out a little bit too much. I love the separation that it has, utilizing this plugin with what it's doing with the overall mix, but I just feel like personally that's a little too much. So when you find a spot that you think, okay, I can hear it, I notice it, then you want to start to back off, okay? Now, there's something in the top end that you can utilize with like multi-band compressors and de-essers and things like that to try to basically take a lot of that top end high sibilance and things out of the particular vocal and then kind of compress some of that down so it doesn't stand out as much. But for right now, we're just focusing strictly on the plugin, okay? So in order to make it a little bit better, I can go to 10K and I can go to 12K and kind of cut those down. So let's just go ahead. We're going to go -1 dB on that to see if it's going to help with some of that. Now I'm going to go -1 on 7,000 kilohertz, okay? Okay, so that's not bad either, okay? So now if I just wanted to go ahead and add like something with the 3 bands, let's just go ahead and experiment with that real quick.
Bitch, my bitch, sing with me, my bitch.
I want a little bit more low and I want a little bit more mid frequency, okay?
Bitch, my bitch, sing with me, my bitch. My bitch, sing with me, my bitch. My bitch, sing with me, my bitch. I got some rules that bitch slap.
Anything on 100 hertz, basically, I just feel like it gives it a little bit more body. Let's check it out.
Bitch, my bitch, sing with me, my bitch. My bitch, sing with me, my bitch. My bitch, sing with me, my bitch. I got some rules.
I feel like it gives it a little bit more in that low end, okay? So now if you wanted to go ahead and add a little bit more on the output, it's totally up to you. It's only if you feel like it's necessary, but don't add it just cause.
Bitch, my bitch, sing with me, my bitch.
I'm gonna over exaggerate.
My bitch, sing with me, my bitch. My bitch, sing with me, my bitch.
So you can obviously hear that it's doing something. Now, if you guys are hearing any clipping and distortion, basically like popping or noises or whatever, it's only because my buffer size for this software that I'm utilizing with my recording software is only at 256. I would normally raise it up so I can have more buffer, okay?
Bitch, my bitch, sing with me, my bitch.
So we're just gonna boost the gain just 1 dB, okay? And I'm gonna cut it off and on and go ahead and check what it sounds like. So let's go ahead and do that.
Bitch, my bitch,
That's without it. This is without it.
bitch, my bitch, sing with me, my bitch. My bitch,
With it.
sing with me, my bitch. My bitch, sing with me, my bitch.
So it goes to show you that this plugin can go a long way just with what we have right now, okay? So really quickly, what I want to go ahead and do is just move to a different portion of the song and then see exactly what it would sound like on a verse or something like that, okay? We just want to see what it sounds like. So without it, let's go ahead and listen to it again.
Got some news in the mail today. Real aces in the game heard my name and couldn't pronounce it, so I'm a satire and stop
That's
rapping.
without it.
Get a suit and a tie, oh, they gave me a muscle.
With it.
I'm so pissed they got them puzzled. Why I be so serious and talk about this? This is too ambitious. They don't want to hear it, son. Frat boys and rich kids just want to have fun and a shot at some
Without
bitch.
it.
Nobody flinches, so I roll up the boulder, drop it on the spiritual soul.
Let's just focus on a mastering plugin by itself, okay? Let's go ahead and check it out. Let's check out the one that I just did first. So let's just listen to it without it first.
Got some news in the mail today. Real aces in the game heard my name and couldn't pronounce it, so I'm a satire and stop rapping. Get a suit and a tie, oh, they gave
Wow.
me a muscle. I'm so pissed they got them puzzled. Why I be so serious and talk about this? This is too ambitious. They don't want to hear it, son. Frat boys and rich kids just want to have fun and a shot at some bitches. Nobody flinches, so I roll up the boulder.
Wow, that sounds pretty good. Let's listen to it one more time. Now let's go ahead and check the other one. Now this is the first CS12 mastering plugin I did. Okay, let's go ahead and check it without it.
Got some news in the mail today. Real aces in the game heard my name and couldn't pronounce it, so I'm a satire and stop rapping. Get a suit and a tie, oh, they gave me a muscle. I'm so pissed they got them puzzled. Why I be so serious and talk about this? This is too ambitious. They don't want to hear it, son. Frat boys and rich kids just want to have fun and a shot at some bitches. Nobody flinches, so I roll up the boulder, drop it.
It definitely has a lot more body with the one that I did earlier, and then the one that I just did for the video. It has the clarity, the punch that I'm looking for. It's just, it sounds cleaner, but it's just lacking that low end, okay? So now let's just go ahead and add some of those other plugins at the same time. Now this may be a little bit over exaggerated because I didn't spend a lot of time doing it. I did kind of like a quick one, okay? So this is what it sounds like without it.
Got some news in the mail today. Real aces in the game heard my name and couldn't pronounce it, so I'm a satire and stop rapping. Get a suit and a tie, oh, they gave me a muscle. I'm so pissed they got them puzzled. Why I be so serious and talk about this? This is too ambitious. They don't want to hear it, son. Frat boys and rich kids just want to have fun and a shot at some bitches. Nobody flinches, so I roll up the boulder, drop.
Wow, definitely sounds pretty good. Let's check this one out. Let's check this one out.
Got some news in the mail today. Real aces in the game, heard my name and couldn't pronounce it. So I'm a satire and stop rapping. Get a suit and a tie, oh, they gave me a muscle. I sound so pissed, they got them puzzled. Why I be so serious and talk about this? This is too ambitious, they don't wanna hear it, son. Frat boys and rich kids just wanna have fun and a shot at some bitches. Nobody flinches, so I roll up the boulder, drop it on the spirit.
Wow, wow. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it for the video. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. Guys, the CS12 the mastering plugin, I think it's great, guys. I think it's something that you can definitely get away with. Will it be the only thing that's going to do everything in your final master? Absolutely not. But all the little features that it has on it right now, and for it to be free, I think it sounds pretty decent. So that being in combination with everything else that you would normally do on your mastering chain, why not add this to your box of tools? I think it's definitely going to sound good if you learn how to utilize it properly in unison with everything else. But guys, it was pretty fun just messing around with this in general. I really hope that you guys go ahead and download it. And guys, if you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. I'm trying to get to 100,000 subscribers, but not only that, guys, I really want people to see this content because I'm trying to teach you guys something. So guys, thank you for watching the video. And as always, stay tuned for the next video.
Saying all the things I